Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Geektopia with me, Adam Carruthers. This is a space on the internet where I can talk all things geek related. TV shows, movies, video games, comics, gadgets, and more. So what am I going with today? Well, I'm paying tribute to the surprising power of the Nintendo Switch. What do I mean by that? I'll explain in just a moment. Reflecting on the Switch, it came out in March 2017, so in March 2022, the Switch will have been out for a full 5 years, and it continues to impress, with various refreshes throughout its lifetime, like the 100% only portable Nintendo Switch Lite, to the enhanced version of the original, and the most recent release, the OLED. The Switch has continued to dominate sales the world over. Of course, the hardware is one thing. The ability to detach the controllers, play on your TV, or bring it with you wherever you go all add to its popularity. But what has really propelled the Switch for me are the games. There are a ton of exclusives to Nintendo. I mean, just take your pick. Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing, even Ring Fit, and plenty more. But what really surprised me was how well certain ports play on the Switch, the non-exclusives. I'm not referring to the ports of Nintendo exclusives like the Wii U's Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, or Mario Kart, absolutely love that game, or even Bayonetta, but more on games that have appeared on other non-Nintendo consoles and just blow me away with how impressive they run on less powerful hardware. Literally impossible ports made possible. And boy, there are some killer games out there. Recent additions like Dying Light Platinum Edition or World War Z just add even more value to the Switch. But why do these appeal to me when I can play them elsewhere? Well, one is the fact that the Switch is even able to play some of these games full stop. It is breathtaking at times when you think about it. But also the ability to take it with me on the go. Straight up, if you have another console or PC and intend on playing some of these ports on your TV with a Switch via dock mode, don't. They won't look as good as a PC or PlayStation. Where the real appeal lies is what a console or PC can't do, and that's being fully portable, and it's where the Switch ports truly shine. So here are 3 of my favorites in no particular order whatsoever. First up is one of the greatest games ever, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. There's a reason why it's won pretty much every award it's been nominated for. Over 250. It's that good. I'm sure you've heard about it, you probably played it yourself. But this game is jam-packed with content, over 150 hours I believe, so certainly bang for your buck. I mean, it is gigantic. A gigantic game quite literally in the palm of your hand. It's not all superb. I mean, if you're going to play it in docked mode, it will run at 720p. Again, better to play it on another device if you want to enjoy the game on a full screen. In fact, it really is lousy on your big screen via docked mode if I'm being honest. Handheld, it runs at 540p and mostly 30 frames per second, and it's perfectly fine for me. Yeah, there's a few drops in frame rate here and there, but overall okay and enjoyable. Everything else that you would expect on all the other platforms when it comes to the game is the same. A fantastic story, good game mechanics which don't get too bogged down, and hours and hours and hours of fun. I was contemplating the Elder Scrolls Skyrim in this list too, but I think we only need one far-reaching RPG game. Let's speed things up next with the first game that wowed me, like, whoa, brother, with what the Switch could do. I believe it was the first major blockbuster port onto the Switch as well, Doom. I could have put Doom Eternal here, the sequel instead, but since the original made the first impression on me, I had to go the OG. Just like all the other ports, it's best enjoyed in handheld, because there are better ways to experience the game if you want it on your big screen. This game is awesome, and the first more adult game I can remember playing on the Switch too, and it just blew up the idea of what you thought the Switch could handle. Annihilated the mere notion of it. You do sacrifice the fidelity of the graphics by playing the Switch, but it's just so fun. The 30 frames per second is pretty stable, and I had such a blast with this. It showed me I could also play a first-person shooter on the Switch. Oh, also a patch which came out not too long after the game release gave it gyroscopic controls and multiplayer party support. So hey, even better. Finally, we come to not one, but 3 games complete in one package. BIOSHOCK, the collection. Included in the single package are BIOSHOCK, BIOSHOCK 2, and BIOSHOCK Infinite, all critically acclaimed, all beautifully ported for the Switch. It's a first-person shooter at heart, but has strong elements of RPG gameplay, so don't expect something as fast and frantic as Doom. The frame rates are stable mostly, and the game, it just looks slick and clean, particularly if you have it on the Switch OLED to really bring out its beauty. In fact, every game looks better on the Switch OLED, let's face the facts. It probably helps that these games are older than the previous 2 I mentioned, with the original BIOSHOCK dropping way back in 2007, the second in 2010, and the third in 2013. And like the other 2, it's highly recommended to stick with playing this on handheld and on another device if you plan on using it on a big screen. Great gameplay, but no gyroscopic controls for the Switch, oddly enough, which did annoy some players. But hey, it is a stunning story, and it will ensure your travels will fly by with Switch in your hands. There are plenty of others too: Diablo 3, Skyrim, Wolfenstein 2, Dark Souls, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Sniper Elite 4, Okami, Outlast 1 and 2, Resident Evil 4 or even 5, Hades, LA Noire, Borderlands, the Saints Row games, Alien Isolation, the previously mentioned Dying Light, and World War Z. You know what? There are far too many to mention. Combined with ports from older games like the original Doom from the 90s, ports from devices like the Wii U, like I mentioned earlier on, and all the original Switch games means you will never not have a fantastic game to enjoy. So which are your favorite ports on the Switch? With more dropping like Grand Theft Auto, the future is certainly bright. In fact, what ports would you like to see in the future? Sound off in the comments. That's all for now. Adam signing off from Geektopia. Like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye for now.